How to master anger. 10 Stoic lessons. Anger is a powerful emotion that can cloud our judgment and cause us to make decisions or act in ways we later regret. It is a feeling so strong that it clouds our minds and consumes us. Have you ever felt that rage that burns inside you and prevents you from thinking? How to control anger and be happier. Anger is a natural emotion that we all experience at some point in our lives. However, if left unchecked, it can have negative consequences for our relationships, our work, and our mental health. Imagine the anger that is consuming you instantly fading away. Not tomorrow, not next week, but right now. Focus on this possibility, the idea of immediate release from this burning rage. Feel the tension in your body dissolve, giving way to a sense of calm. Allow peace to enter your mind, clearing out negative thoughts and destructive emotions. Believe it or not, achieving this state of calm is possible. This is not an unattainable utopia, but a reality that can be built with determination and effort. Does the wisdom of Stoicism, a philosophy that has stood the test of time for over 2 millennia, hold the secret not only to managing anger, but to dissolving it completely? Sounds too good to be true, doesn't it? Join me on this fascinating journey of exploration as we unravel how Stoicism, with its vast knowledge of emotions and thoughts, can lead us to a state of unshakable calm and inner strength. We will discover the tools we need to transform our lives and achieve an inner peace that will allow us to face any challenge with equanimity and wisdom. Are you ready to embark on this transformative journey? Let's go. 1. Write it down and burn it. If you are really angry, make a list of what makes you angry and then burn that list. So why start with a task that involves writing down everything that makes us angry and then setting that list on fire? Because there is profound wisdom in the act of letting go, a fundamental principle of Stoicism. The Stoics teach us the ability to distinguish between what is within our control and what is beyond it. Our reactions, our emotions, and how we choose to deal with them are all within our own sphere. There are not many external sources of our anger. While this task may seem simple, it is actually rooted in a practice that has served as a source of comfort and strength for countless people. In fact, one of the most revered figures in history, Abraham Lincoln, found guiding light in Stoicism during the most difficult times of his life. Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States, known for his exemplary leadership and deep humanity, also faced problems with anger and frustration, just like anyone else. However, instead of wallowing in these negative emotions, he developed a unique strategy to channel them constructively. Whenever he was overcome with anger towards someone or something, Lincoln would retreat from the bustle of the world and into the silence of his thoughts, pen in hand, allowing himself to freely express the storm of emotions that agitated him, capturing the force of his rage on paper. He would write long letters in which he would explain situations, point out mistakes, and express the hope that his invisible interlocutors would take them into account next time. He called them his hot cards. He never sent them. Instead, he effectively destroyed them, allowing all those hot emotions to dissipate into thin air, leaving no trace of destruction behind. Instead of allowing anger to consume our lives and dictate our actions, we can turn it into a tool for self-reflection and personal growth through the power of writing. By putting our emotions down on paper, we not only give them space to express themselves, we also remove their controlling power. Burning lists is not an act of mindless violence or destruction. It is a powerful and symbolic ritual that marks a turning point in our journey to healing and liberation. It is an act of breaking the chains that bind us to the past, releasing the anger and resentment that poison our lives. A list filled with names and grievances represents the burden of the past that has weighed us down. By burning it, we are not simply destroying a piece of paper, we are symbolically releasing the pain and anger we have carried for so long. It is not about suppressing or denying our emotions, but about acknowledging them, learning from them, and then releasing them gracefully. This is the essence of Stoicism, finding strength in stillness, power in peace, and wisdom in letting go of anger. 2. Stand in front of a mirror. Stand in front of a mirror to really look at yourself, evoking the feeling of anger. This may seem like an unusual and perhaps even uncomfortable request, but there is profound wisdom to be gleaned from this exercise, wisdom deeply rooted in Stoic thought. The Stoics knew that self-awareness plays a crucial role in the development of personality. Looking at our face in this disfigured mirror, we are confronted with the harsh reality of anger. We can no longer ignore it as a simple feeling, but must recognize it as a force that changes us, often for the worse. By observing our reflection in the mirror, we can discover a side of ourselves that we do not like, a side that in everyday life we tend to hide from the world and, often, even from ourselves. It confronts us with an image of ourselves that can be uncomfortable and even painful. When we observe our facial expressions distorted by anger, we may feel shame, disappointment, and even fear. Anger, like a hidden force, permeates our expressions, turning our faces into a reflection of the inner storm that is invading us. Our jaws clench, our brows furrow in displeasure, and our eyes light up with a fire that can be frightening to those around us. This reflection is not just physical, it is a mirror of our soul's turmoil, a vivid illustration of how much we allow external circumstances to dictate our inner state. But this is where Stoic philosophy shines, teaching us the absurdity of anger. Marcus Aurelius often wrote about the brevity of human life and the triviality of the things that so often infuriate us. When we look at ourselves in the midst of anger, we get a vivid picture of how trivial things can distort our entire being. Understanding the power we have unintentionally given to anger allows us to begin to reclaim it. This is a step toward not allowing ourselves to be manipulated by every slight or inconvenience that comes our way. This self-observation serves as a reminder of our ability to choose a different response, to not allow anger to turn our faces into a mask of hostility and bitterness. By adopting this Stoic exercise, we do more than simply confront our anger. We begin a dialogue with ourselves and who we want to be. Do we want to go through life with our features distorted by anger, or do we strive to remain calm, serenity, and understanding even in the face of provocation? This is the choice that Stoicism offers us, offering not only a philosophical perspective, but also a practical tool for embodying the virtues we aspire to. 3. A beautiful place to go. Marcus Aurelius often spoke of an inner citadel, a fortress of the mind, impenetrable to the outside chaos of the world. He believed that the greatest refuge of peace, the most serene refuge, is within our own minds, accessible at all times, no matter our circumstances. It is not about escapism or denying the reality we face, but about finding a place of peace and renewal in the midst of turmoil, a center of inner calm in the midst of the storm. The beauty of this concept lies in its simplicity and majestic depth. To find a place of beauty, we do not need to book an exotic vacation or even leave the house. We need to delve deeper into our own consciousness to discover and cultivate a mental space where peace and beauty reign. This could be the memory of a serene place or moment that brought us joy, the visualization of a serene landscape, or simply a state of mind that we associate with calm and beauty. For some, this mental sanctuary may be a childhood memory of lying on the grass, looking up at a cloudless sky and feeling completely at peace. For others, it may be the imaginary sound of waves crashing on the shore, or the tranquility of a mountaintop above the clouds. The key is that this place, real or imagined, is ours alone. It is a sanctuary to which we can retreat whenever the waves of anger begin to rise. This practice of finding our own place of beauty is not just a temporary respite, but a fundamental change in our relationship with anger. By consciously choosing to retreat to our place of beauty, we also train our ability to choose our response to the world around us. We acknowledge that although we cannot control everything that happens to us, we have complete control over our response. By choosing a place of beauty, we embrace one of the fundamental principles of Stoicism, the power of our own mind to shape our experience. Additionally, this exercise strengthens our ability to find beauty and peace in the outside world and within ourselves, and as we develop our inner sanctuaries, we become more attuned to the moments of beauty that surround us every day. These moments, though fleeting, remind us that beauty and peace are always around us, existing not only in grand vistas but also in the small, ordinary moments of life. If you found this content useful, please feel free to share it with your friends and family. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like and don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more exciting and educational videos in the future. 4. Create a mantra to repeat. Create a mantra to repeat when you're angry. This isn't just about finding a catchy phrase to distract yourself from, it's about anchoring your thoughts, reminding yourself of your commitment to the principles of Stoicism. It's about consciously choosing the path of patience, understanding, and calm amidst the turbulent waters of anger. A mantra is more than just a collection of words. It's a verbal embodiment of our highest ideals, a beacon that guides us back to our Stoic center when the world around us seems determined to throw us off course. This practice is deeply rooted in the teachings of the Stoics, who emphasize the importance of controlling your perceptions and reactions to external events. Just as Marcus Aurelius spoke in his Meditations, Seneca in his letters, and Epictetus in his speeches, we too can have a mantra, a personal statement of our commitment to the Stoic virtues. Creating a mantra is a deeply personal process that requires us to reflect on the values that are most important to us and the type of person we aspire to be. It can be a phrase that encourages us to see the bigger picture, to remember that this too shall pass, or to acknowledge that we have the inner strength to emerge unscathed. It can be a reminder to embrace obstacles or to find strength in stillness. The key is that it resonates with you on a deep level and captures the essence of your Stoic practice. When you encounter situations that test your patience or provoke anger, repeating a mantra can act as a psychological pause button, giving you the momentary breathing space you need to step away from your immediate reactions and choose a more thoughtful response. It is a tool that allows us to break the cycle of automatic emotional reactions and align our actions with our philosophical ideals. Over time, our mantra becomes more than just an anger management tool, but a constant companion, a source of strength and clarity that guides us through life's complexities. As we begin to create our mantra, let us approach it with the seriousness and reverence it deserves. Let us choose words that speak to the depths of our souls, reflect our highest aspirations, and guide us along the Stoic path. Let us use our mantra not only as a shield from anger, but also as a light that leads us to wisdom, virtue, and deeper understanding. 5. People watch, often seen as a passive and even banal activity. Observing hides a powerful Stoic lesson in its simplicity that can change the way we view the world and our place in it. By observing carefully and intentionally, we can develop a deep understanding of ourselves, others, and the reality around us, as well as develop a deeper sense of empathy and understanding in the hustle and bustle of everyday life. It's easy to get caught up in our own stories and view our problems and frustrations as monumental obstacles looming above everything else. Our problems can seem overwhelming, clouding our judgment and inflating our sense of importance. This is where the wisdom of Stoicism, and in particular the practice of people watching, can bring clarity and perspective. The Stoics, with their deep understanding of human nature, understood the value of stepping back and looking at the world from a broader perspective. When we sit and observe those around us, we are doing more than just observing people in their seabed lives. We engage in a practice of perspective taking that is both humbling and enlightening. We see the myriad ways in which life unfolds for others, the small joys, the difficulties, the moments of connection and the moments of disappointment. We witness the commonality of human experience as themes of lost love, ambition and disappointment manifest themselves in the countless variations of the faces and actions of those we observe. This act of observation serves as a powerful reminder that, in the grand scheme of things, our problems are often not as grand as they seem. It helps us to realize that, just as we cope with the complexities of our lives, so do those around us. This understanding fosters a sense of empathy, an appreciation of our common humanity and a humbling of our own self. Additionally, people watching, as a Stoic practice, encourages us to reflect on our reactions to the world. By observing how others respond to circumstances, we can understand our own patterns of behavior. We see the futility of anger and frustration, and how these emotions often escalate situations rather than resolve them. Let us remember the Stoic ideals of equanimity and acceptance, responding to life's challenges with grace and composure. As we engage in this practice, let us do so in a spirit of curiosity and openness. Let us observe not to judge, but to understand. Not to criticize, but to learn. Let this moment of people watching be a mirror that reflects back to us the common difficulties and joys of human life, a reminder of the transitory nature of our disappointments, and an invitation to respond to the world with compassion, patience, and understanding. People watching is a Stoic practice that encourages us to reflect on and acknowledge our common humanity and to reduce the self-centeredness that can so often lead to frustration and anger. 6. Creative practice. Discover a creative practice that will engage your attention. The Stoics recognize the importance of engaging in activities that enrich the soul and expand the mind. And while the Stoics may not have specifically mentioned painting, singing, or playing a musical instrument, the core of their teaching encourages us to find channels for our emotions, to channel our energy into endeavors that bring us joy and promote a sense of accomplishment and peace. Creative activities are not simply a way to avoid negative emotions like frustration or anger. They are more than that. They are a safe haven where we can freely express our essence without attachments or limitations. A blank canvas for the soul is a dialogue between our innermost feelings and the outer world, a dialogue that can be incredibly therapeutic and enlightening. In the creative world, there are no rules and expectations. We are free to explore our thoughts, feelings, and experiences without fear of judgment or criticism. Whether it is writing, painting, music, dance, or any other form of creative expression, we are given the opportunity to explore our emotions, understand them and transform them into something tangible and often beautiful. Creative expression can be a powerful catalyst for healing and personal growth. By releasing our emotions through creativity, we can process them in a healthy way, freeing ourselves from the burdens that weigh us down and paving the way for greater self-awareness and emotional well-being. Additionally, the act of creating something or bringing a new idea or piece of art to life instills a sense of pride and accomplishment that counteracts the feelings of helplessness or worry that often accompany anger. Through creativity, we connect to a source of inner energy that allows us to transcend the limitations of the material world and access a level of deep inspiration. In this incredibly satisfying state of flow, we are in complete alignment with our essence, free from external distractions and worries, which contributes to our mental and emotional health. Additionally, creativity fosters a sense of connection with our own inner world and with the larger community of creators. Sharing our creative work, whether it's a letter, a painting, or a musical composition, opens the door to meaningful interactions and connections with others. It reminds us that we are not alone in our experiences. This seemingly simple technique is a powerful tool in our Stoic arsenal that helps us navigate the stormy seas of our emotions, especially anger. 7. Take an active pause. In the midst of emotions, anger can cloud our judgment and push us to act impulsively, often with negative consequences. However, there is a powerful tool that allows us to take control of the situation: an active pause. An active pause allows us to choose how we respond to the world around us. This practice is deeply rooted in Stoic philosophy, which emphasizes the importance of self-control and freedom. This means not being enslaved by our immediate reactions. The concept of an active pause is not associated with inaction or passivity, but rather a dynamic form of engagement with our own internal processes. It is about recognizing the moment when our emotions are about to overwhelm us and consciously choosing to take a step back. By stopping to reflect, we free ourselves from the tyranny of reactivity and create the space and time needed to navigate difficult situations wisely. In the heat of the moment, when anger threatens to take over, the active pause serves as a refresher. It is a reminder that we have the ability to choose a different path, one of reason, compassion, and understanding. By inserting this pause into our responses, we open the possibility of more constructive and meaningful interactions. We give ourselves the opportunity to consider the larger context, empathize with others, and respond in a way that builds bridges rather than burns them. This practice also reflects the Stoic teaching that it is not external events that disturb us, but our judgments about them. When we pause, we are given the opportunity to examine these judgments, question their validity, and adjust our perspective. This can lead to profound changes in our perception of the world, turning situations that might once have triggered anger into opportunities for growth and learning. But how do we develop this practice in our daily lives? It begins with mindfulness and developing an awareness of our emotional state and the factors that might lead to anger. This awareness allows us to recognize the first signs of frustration or irritation that indicate the need for an active pause. During this pause, we can take a few deep breaths. Step away from the situation and ask ourselves key questions: why am I feeling this way? What values should guide my response? What outcome do I expect? The beauty of the active pause is that it can be applied to any situation, from minor annoyances to major conflicts. It is a universal tool that requires no special equipment or circumstances, just a willingness to step back momentarily and choose a different response. With practice, this technique becomes a natural part of our repertoire, a habitual response that enhances our ability to live according to the Stoic virtues. 8. The transformative power of humor. I challenge you to do an exercise. Write down 10 things that make you angry, and then find what's funny about them. Far from trivializing our feelings or denying the validity of our frustrations, humor is a fundamental tool of Stoic philosophy. Sometimes the weight we give to our grievances is our choice, and we can lighten it. The Stoics understood that our reactions to external events are under our control. They taught us that by changing our interpretations or judgments about those events, we can change our emotional reactions to them. This exercise is a great example of how to apply this principle. It forces us to look at things that normally irritate us and see them through a different lens, one that highlights the absurdity, the irony, or even the simple stupidity of human nature. It's not just about finding something to laugh about, it's about recognizing the often overemphasized importance we give to anger triggers and choosing a more balanced, healthy response. Take everyday life for example. Long working hours, traffic jams, endless lines at the supermarket, constant notifications on our electronic devices. The avalanche of information we receive through social media and the need to always be connected also contributes to increasing our anxiety, decreasing our tolerance for frustration and undermining our patience. In the heat of the moment, they may seem like huge disappointments that can ruin our entire day, but when we pause and look at them from a different perspective, their comedic potential begins to emerge. By finding humor in such situations, we do not reduce the initial feeling of frustration, but rather allow ourselves to move beyond it and adopt a more joyful and resilient state of mind. This practice also takes advantage of the physiological and psychological benefits of laughter. Laughter triggers the release of endorphins, the body's natural feel-good chemicals that promote an overall sense of well-being and provide temporary pain relief. It improves our intake of oxygen-rich air, stimulates our heart, lungs, and muscles, and increases the production of endorphins released by our brains. Additionally, laughter can improve our immune system, relieve pain, increase personal satisfaction, and improve our mood, long-term benefits that can significantly contribute to our health and happiness. By using humor, we do not deny the reality of our emotions, but rather interpret them from a more positive and constructive perspective. This new interpretation allows us to distance ourselves from anger, viewing it as a momentary reaction rather than an absolute truth. Additionally, finding humor in our frustrations can promote a sense of connection with others. Shared laughter is one of the fastest ways to bond and reduce social tension. When we share our humorous take on common frustrations, we are likely to find that others can relate, creating moments of connection, and understanding this not only allows our anger to dissipate, but also reminds us that we are not alone in our experiences. 9. Don't avoid exercise. The Stoics believed in the value of self-discipline and the importance of maintaining harmony between the mind and body. It is essential to develop strategies to manage your emotions in a healthy way. The Stoics recognized that a disturbed mind can disturb physical well-being and vice versa. Therefore, they advocated methods that could strengthen the resilience of the mind and ensure its mastery over emotions such as anger. In this context, regular exercise is a powerful tool, a physical manifestation of the Stoic principles that teach us to redirect our turbulent energy and cultivate a state of calm and balance. In the heat of anger, our thoughts become clouded. We ruminate on negative ideas that only intensify the internal storm. In this context, physical activity is presented as an oasis of calm, a powerful tool for channeling excess energy and regaining control over our emotions. By immersing ourselves in a brisk walk, a challenging workout, or a calm yoga practice, we take our attention away from the triggers that trigger our anger and distance ourselves from the negative thought cycle that traps us. Physical activity allows us to focus on the present, on the physical sensations and rhythm of our bodies, creating space for calm and reflection. This in itself can be incredibly liberating, and gives us the space and clarity we need to reevaluate our emotions from a more balanced perspective. Exercise affects our physiological state more deeply, triggering the release of endorphins, often referred to as nature's mood lifters. These chemicals can dull the sensation of pain and promote a sense of well-being, effectively counteracting the physical and emotional stress caused by anger. Moving our bodies, pushing past physical limitations, and achieving personal goals can also strengthen our sense of self-efficacy and control, reminding us of our ability to overcome challenges both on and off the exercise mat. But the benefits of exercise go beyond the immediate rush of endorphins or the distraction it provides. Regular physical activity has been shown to reduce stress, anxiety, and depression, promoting a more stable and calm emotional state over time. It improves our ability to self-regulate, making it easier to manage our reactions to anger-inducing situations. Let's approach exercise not just as a physical task, but as a practice imbued with philosophical meaning. As we progress, let every step, every effort, be a testament to our commitment to living a stoic and balanced life. It's also important to develop healthy lifestyle habits, such as a balanced diet and adequate sleep, that contribute to our overall well-being. 10. Cultivate gratitude. This isn't just about saying, "Thank you," more often or acknowledging when someone does us a favor. It's a deeper shift in how we see the world and our place in it. It's a practice deeply rooted in Stoic philosophy, which teaches us to appreciate what we have, to understand the value of our experiences, and to see the abundance that surrounds us even in our darkest moments. Stoics recognize that our attention defines our reality. By choosing to shift our focus from frustrations and anger to abundance and beauty, we open ourselves to a transformative experience. This shift isn't about ignoring the challenges or injustices we face, but rather about changing our relationship with them, to see the opportunities for growth, learning, and connection that even our most difficult moments can provide. Practicing gratitude means being very proactive in looking for the good in our lives, acknowledging it, and appreciating its value. This means waking up every day and recognizing the wonder of life itself, the beauty of the world, nature, the kindness of friends, the comforts of home, and the countless little blessings that we often overlook in our search for something bigger or better. We must realize that satisfaction comes not from external accomplishments or possessions, but from an internal sense of appreciation. When we are grateful, the setbacks and irritations that might once have caused anger become much less likely to disturb our peace. Gratitude strengthens our relationships because it encourages us to see and appreciate the value of others. It changes the way we interact, making us more generous, empathetic, and kind. Gratitude also has a profound effect on our minds. Physical health studies have shown that practicing gratitude can improve sleep, reduce stress, improve our immune system, and help reduce the risk of chronic disease. It can increase our overall satisfaction with life, making us more resilient in the face of adversity, and more open to the beauty and opportunities that life offers. But how do you make gratitude a habit? It all starts with intention. This requires us to slow down to notice and consciously acknowledge the good in our lives. This could include keeping a gratitude journal, where we write down what we are grateful for each day. We could also start or end our day with a gratitude meditation, reflecting on the blessings we have received, or simply expressing our gratitude to others through actions as well as words. Practicing relaxation techniques such as meditation can help us reduce stress and improve our ability to calmly deal with difficult situations. Remember that anger is a choice. Following the teachings of the Stoics, we can find peace even in difficult situations. Do not get carried away by anger, transform it into a positive force that leads you to personal growth and the realization of your dreams. Anger does not have to be your enemy. It can become a powerful ally if you manage it wisely. Start by recognizing the anger that dominates you. Identify it and understand its origin. Then, take control of your emotions, learn to direct them in a healthy and constructive way. If you found this chapter interesting, leave your comments, share your experiences with us, and if you enjoyed the video, give us a like. Thank you for joining me on this journey of growth, resilience, and inner peace. Let's continue together on the path of timeless and inspiring Stoic wisdom. Thanks for watching.